just for an hour, right?
Well, yeah, I know. And I just now
It's
said
it's
it
the
to
first
live.
episode. It's got to be at least 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Yeah, sure. Sure, you want it to be that long. I mean, if you think about it, though. Oh, by the way, I started the stream, so this part's
Yeah,
live,
noticed
right?
that. I was just waiting for the for the splash screen
The intro?
or whatever.
Well, see,
Yeah,
the thing is, I wanted to finish what I was saying before I did it. But after
You meant to do
all
that
the-
before you start.
But you know what? I know I should have. But guess what? We're running low on time, and I had to start. But anyways,
Hi, everyone.
Hello there. Hello there. Intro time. There we go. Officially live now. Let's see. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, today is the first episode of Just Topics. We were talking about that a few weeks ago on our last stream that we did about making a new one for the less Star Wars related content. I forgot to mute my phone. I'm a professional. I am so professional. Okay, I muted my phone.
The funny thing is, even if you aren't right now with the strike and everything, you're better entertainment than we're gonna get.
True. True. I think I'm gonna have to start doing like a movie reviews stream or video type series with you guys. Because I know that StreamYard here can pre-record things. I think we should start like pre-recording like short like movie reviews or something like that. If we all watch
Yeah, that sounds fun.
That come out 3 weeks after the movie comes out.
Well, it depends on the movie. Like I went yesterday and watched Mission Impossible 7, and I just gotta say, like, probably my favorite one of all of them so far. I love it. I don't know if you guys
That's
are interested in
interesting.
Mission Impossible, but you guys should really watch it if you are. Like it's
Never
honestly
seen one, so
You need to watch all 7 of them, including the one in theaters.
Yeah, they're all cool.
They really are. Tom Cruise is so fun to watch. He has like the signature run that he does in every single one of them. It's so funny. I call it the Tom Cruise run.
yeah. Well, see, the thing is that I don't like giving money to cults, so it kind of it's a bit hard to watch Tom Cruise.
Well, he's not part of Scientology anymore, if that's what you're thinking.
Really, when did that happen?
I heard it was it's very recent.
Oh, okay.
Very recent. Yeah. So I don't believe he's part of it anymore. Now, I mean, you can do your own research, but I heard about that really recently. Like he gave up on Scientology. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, sorry. So no more jumping on couches.
Yeah. But I will. Okay, so let's start the official like stream here. So speaking of Mission Impossible and stuff like that, like movies that are actually good. There are a few gems this time around, like John Wick 4, Mission Impossible, stuff like those that feel like genuine entertainment. And then, as you see on screen, I have 3 images right here of 3 different movies that are not doing well. I've seen one of them.
Yeah, I'm guessing by the background that we're talking flops today.
Yes. See,
Flops, isn't that a bit of an understatement when we're talking about these 3 films?
That is true. That is true. It is a bit of an understatement. I mean, I will say, I don't think Ant-Man did as bad as the other 2 movies on the screen right now. Though, I'll admit, Ant-Man was not that great. I watched it.
You should have put the Flash instead of Ant-Man.
The what?
The Flash.
Oh, The Flash. I see. I haven't watched it, and I was excited for it too. But I've
Yeah,
been hearing so much.
yeah, but it did so bad. Ant-Man looks like a winner.
Really?
Yeah,
See, I
like
haven't been keeping up with The Flash.
the Flash did terrible. It's like almost no one showed up to the theaters.
That's sad.
Well,
Well,
from what I've heard, more people showed up to the cinema than bloody Indy.
Well, yeah,
see, so this is a problem for this year. There's only been a few movies that's done really good. I heard that was called Sound of Freedom or something like that.
Yep,
one
Sound
Oh,
of Freedom.
doing
I watched it
really
already.
good.
Yeah,
Oh, you did? Is it good? Don't spoil it. Is it good? How good?
it is good, but most important, it really gets the message across, and that's what's scaring a lot of people.
I want to watch it. I've been wanting to watch it. You know, movies that actually do good, those are the ones I want to see. Unlike the ones that you see on screen right now, those did not do so well. And there's some of them with very obvious reasons why they're not doing so well. I don't know much about what's going on with Elemental. I never liked it from the looks of it myself, but I didn't get too deep into why people don't like it so much, so I don't know on that one. But when it comes to Ant-Man and Indiana Jones, I know quite a bit, especially with Ant-Man, and because I watched it myself. Now, Indiana Jones, I've been following the situation with it for a long time, and it's sad to say that all the leaks happen to be true and hashtag Doomcock was right, you know, all that stuff.
The problem with Elemental is the simple fact that it is as plain as water.
Plain as water. I like that. That was good.
From the reviews
But
I've heard, it's
jokes
like,
aside, that is its actual problem. Is that
Yeah.
it's just
Boring?
the typical it's just so standard and so done to death that
They say
everyone
some
just went,
people
yeah, we've
can
seen that
watch
film,
like soda.
don't need to see it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's been a lot of things going on, a lot of rumors, a lot of stuff has went down recently because of these three movies in particular. But, well, not just these three movies, of course, especially when it comes to the Marvel scene. There's a few things that's been going on with those. This is just the tip of the iceberg right here. Ant-Man is like a very real indication of their decline, if anything else. Their animation, or no, CGI. Their CGI is god-awful in that movie. The story, not so great. I really hate what they did with MODOK. There was some funny moments. I do like Ant-Man, you know, as a character. There was some genuinely funny moments that I enjoyed. But the overall movie is not something I would probably go back and watch again in theaters. Now, I'll compare that to John Wick 4 or Mission Impossible 7. I would go back and watch those, provided I had the money to do so, multiple times. If I had the money and time to do it, I would have done it like 3-4 times if I could, because those movies were legitimately that good. But then you got these three where they don't bring anything to the franchises that they're with. Well, besides
Not even
Elemental,
in a franchise.
Elemental's not necessarily, but you know, like Indiana Jones and Ant-Man, they're part of, you know, Marvel and Lucasfilm and all that stuff. The Indiana Jones franchise, it just doesn't give gives no justice to the brand. Neither of them do. Honestly, for both of them, it just shows the decline of both of them. And the recent news of Bob Iger saying that they're cutting back on Marvel and Star Wars stuff is really telling. And I know that this isn't a Star Wars stream this time around, but we also got to talk a little bit about the Ahsoka trailer since we're here. Like,
I hate everything about that tree.
Huh?
I hate
What?
everything about that trailer.
I was interested. I'm not super excited, but I was interested.
There's an Ahsoka trailer.
Yeah, there's a new Ahsoka trailer. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it and give your thoughts on it. It's not anything that I was expecting to be great and all. I do like that they keep mentioning Anakin, and I feel like maybe he's going to be a bigger part of the show. Which I hope they, sort of do that. They sort of mention him a lot, or just give Anakin justice here. They seem to think that he's, I'm all over the place. There's a recent controversy with Dave Filoni saying that Anakin's the greatest Jedi ever, and people are like disagreeing with it. I agree with it. Before he turned Sith, he was the greatest Jedi ever. Anyway.
That depends on the optics. I mean, if you are looking at it in terms of power, yeah, sure, but he was absolutely nothing next to a lot of wise people we already have.
Well, yeah. I mean, the way I see it, and I'm thinking of Anakin from both Clone Wars and the live-action movies and stuff like that, especially the Clone Wars, because they flesh out his character more there. But he was a very caring person, wanting to always do what was right, and he was an unfortunate victim of, being his kindness being abused, or not abused, but used against him.
He had a great heart, and it was in the right place, but he was very stupid. He really didn't have the kind of mind required to handle all those feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, I get where some people are coming from with that stuff, how he's not. I mean, I guess saying the greatest Jedi ever might be a bit of a stretch. I do agree that he's a great Jedi. But, I mean, I guess the greatest Jedi ever might be a little bit too much. But, I mean, I don't think that some people should downplay Anakin's importance to the franchise. It's really about him. And that's also part of the reason why the sequels failed too. They forgot who it was about.
Yeah.
But anyway,
then again, Filoni has proven that he's a little bit far off his game. He's kind of losing.
Mm-hmm. But we're not here to exactly speak mainly about Star Wars. This is more of a movies overall. So, like, Disney's in a major decline right now. Everything they're making is failing, and
now even the parks are failing.
Change direction, huh?
Now even the parks are failing.
Yeah. They don't show any signs of changing either, though, and that's the weird thing about it. Like,
Who, Lucasfilm?
Yeah, well, Disney in general. They own Lucasfilm and Marvel, and those are the two biggest parts of Disney right now. And they're both declining majorly. Lucasfilm started their decline a lot earlier than Marvel did. But now Marvel's in a very poor state.
Yeah. Marvel is starting to go down the road Star Wars did 5 years ago.
Yep.
Well, it's easier to follow a track that someone's already laid.
Yeah.
True. And, I honestly believe that they need to step it back a little bit.
But the ESG score.
Who cares about the ESG score? See, that's the problem. They care too much about that. And, sorry, I got distracted for a second. And, they need to stop trying to, get that wonderful ESG score they're looking for and actually try to please the people that matter. Because I mean, even recently, you know, for me, like I got my sister into Mission Impossible, you know, and with each movie, it got better and better and better, you know. And with this last one, I took her to theaters, and she was in love with it. I was in love with it. Like, you don't get that kind of enjoyment out of, you know, the current Lucasfilm and Marvel anymore. Like, we're having to sort of scrounge for good entertainment nowadays.
Do be honest with us. You're mostly in love with Tom Cruise's hair, right?
Well, I mean, Tom Cruise does have some nice hair, you know. I do enjoy his hair quite a bit. Oh goodness. Yeah, I do have a thing for hair, and Tom Cruise has it, you know.
That just sounded fabulous. We're gonna clip this. And put it on Twitter. Yeah.
Look. Listen. You can't say that about a lot of movies and shows now because none of them seem to like give you that iconic character with great hair. But Tom Cruise, he doesn't. Especially his Mission Impossible 2 hair. He had longer hair. Probably like I think in some of the behind the scenes stuff for the new Mission Impossible, he had his hair grow out a little bit. In the movie, it was shorter, but like when I went to the theater, and right before the movie played, the director and Tom Cruise showed up on the screen. And they said that this movie was designed to be enjoyed on the big screen, so we hope you enjoy. He had his long hair, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that hair. I'm not joking about that. I was like, oh man, I love that hair.
You saw the clip and instantly ordered another ticket.
I mean, the hair was enough. Okay, I'll probably go rewatch it just so I can see that clip right there. I will say though, I will be buying that movie the moment that it comes out, and I will be watching it probably the same day. I'm that excited to watch it again. I probably won't get to go watch it in theaters again just because the way time works for me lately, which I got an update on something that I'll let you guys know after stream. This is for you guys to know. But time has been very, very hard on me lately, and it's gonna get a little bit harder too. But
Yeah,
it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it though in the end. But anyways, away from that, we got to get back to what we were talking about. So everything seems to be declining. Entertainment ain't as good as it used to be. Like The Little Mermaid is doing or has done terrible. Indiana Jones, now that Mission Impossible 7 has come out, is going to do even worse because nobody's going to be going to watch Indiana Jones. They're going to be watching Mission Impossible due to the fact that it's already doing really well.
It doesn't have a sad old man in it.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. No, it honestly does the character Ethan Hunt justice. He's not old in this movie, but he's, I feel like this is getting near the end of the franchise because this is a part 1 of 2 type of film thing, I feel like now there's no confirmation that the next movie is going to be the last one, but I'm getting this feeling that this is going to be near the end, okay? And they're not making him act like a sad, grumpy, older man
who just wants to retire and die.
Exactly. He don't want to retire and die. And that also goes for John Wick. Honestly, John Wick and Ethan Hunt have something in common in this. I don't think either of them. Now, this is spoilers for John Wick 4. If you don't want me to say anything, I'll stop with that comparison. I'm just giving a warning right now. And I guess I'm good to say it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, spoiler alert for those that watch this. So John Wick, he dies at the end of the 4th movie. And honestly, it makes sense because that's really the only way that he will stop being part of that organization. I think it's called the High Table or something like that. Well, anyways, the only way to really get out of it is to die, and it made sense how they did it. Everything about it just made sense. They did it right. He didn't act like a. I mean, he did act like he was tired, but if you watch the fourth movie, it's legit nonstop action. By the end of it, he is a tired, not old, but tired man that just wants to get it over with. But they do it right, and then you got Indy, who has no reason to be this tired old man that just wants to die, and then
Oh, but
gets
his
knocked out
son
at the end of the movie.
died.
Well, you know what? They didn't have to write it that way. They chose to.
His
It's
son
very
died
funny.
and his wife left him,
Yeah.
and that means he wants to just close the door and just die.
Han Solo has something in common with Indiana Jones besides their actor.
Yeah.
Their wife leaves them because of their
This is
son.
this is quite funny because what they did for Indy in this new film, they just I mean, the only good thing that Crystal Skull had going for it was the happy ending. And
Yeah.
with this movie, they retconned that out of existence.
Yep. And that's sad, Why take away the character's happy ending?
Because they got a director that likes making characters sad old men.
I mean, there is a place for sad old men characters if they're done right. There is a place for those types of characters, and sometimes they can be really good. But if you're doing it to break down this character and bring up another character to take their place, it's only ruining the franchise itself. It's not building up anything. Sure, you're getting a new character out of it, but if that character is insufferable, it's just going to be counterintuitive. It's not going to work.
Yeah,
And-
when you have characters this old, it makes sense if you want to make a new film decades after, and the logical route would be to pass the torch.
Yeah.
But you have to do it in a way that is respectful to the characters that came before.
And
Exactly.
the thing is that the thing is that the character that you're passing the torch can't be perfect, or a Mary Sue,
Yeah,
Which is practically
or
every
an
character.
insufferable British git.
yeah. The character cannot be insufferable. I mean, if you want to pass the torch to someone in the Indiana Jones franchise, and even if you want that someone to be a woman, that can be done. That would be like saying Indy gives his hat and whip to Lara Croft. It can be done. But you need to have a character that will actually resonate with the audience. And you have to be very, very close-minded or stupid to think this woman could do that.
And I mean, the thing is that you can show Indy being old and can't quite get it. Can't quite keep up. But it has to be also punctuated with, the new character being cocky, getting in over their head, and Indy saving them with experience, or with, sort of like almost the gunshot in Star Wars, where Han Solo just, looks away and blasts a
Yeah.
I do like that.
a stormtrooper. If you are passing the torch, you need a balance between, Indy not being faster, stronger enough now, but also punctured with moments of him blasting away a Nazi by not even looking in that direction, or cracking his whip, catching something, and taking out 5 guys with a bookcase or something. You need those moments. And you need the moments of the new characters sort of going, don't worry, Indy, I've got this, getting in trouble, and then Indy, essentially, like I said, whip, bookcase. I thought you said you got this, kid.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like sort of the dynamic between Peter B. Parker and Miles in the first movie. When Miles
exactly.
is completely green, but he's trying to be Spider-Man because he feels responsible. And there's the other guy who has all this experience telling him, no, you're not doing it. You can go do this. Or yeah, you try, kid. You're cool. But he's there to pull him in when he fails.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, that's a good example. That is a very good example. And
that is, yes. In these cases, I think that would really have worked better for Indy than what they did. And I wasn't afraid to get spoiled on the ending for it just because I knew already the leaks that were true. So when I listened to thorough reviews of this movie and heard about everything that happened, it really hurt to see what they did to this character.
Yeah.
And, the point I was making earlier about tired, experienced characters like Ethan Hunt and John Wick, they're experienced in their field, but they're tired of it near the end. But they still try their hardest, and they still try to, put everybody else first before them. Those kinds of things. It makes their end more admirable and memorable. And you grow to look at these characters and be like, that was a good character. And then when that character passes on the torch to someone else, you feel like maybe the franchise is in good hands with this character, because if they did this character justice and this character believes this guy is going to be good enough to carry on everything, then I think it's going to be a good next movie or show or whatever they do. And I mean, it just makes you want more in that regard. But if you're ruining one of the main characters in order to build up a new character that you want to do a standalone show or movie about, that's only going to hurt the chances of that show or movie becoming successful, because you're alienating the people that made that famous in the first place. Without the people that you entertain, what are you? You're literally just making people do home video, like very expensive home videos. That's it. Nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to see it besides certain people.
Pretty much.
And another big problem is that the studios already lost most of the goodwill with the audience. What's happening to DC is a great example. The Flash might not be the worst film they have produced, but the reason no one went to see it was because most of DC's and Warner's audience are already fed up with their decisions.
I don't think it's fed up. I think it's just more of a case of everyone knows that this is not going to be part of the new DCEU. So why go bother watching it?
Yeah, but the other side of the audience, which isn't considerable, they are also mad that the Snyderverse won't return, because a lot of them already understand that it will never happen. And they say, like, okay, one Snyderverse, you won't give it to us. Why should I support you? And people from the studios have been, and the actors have been out there like, oh, you had to support the movie, or oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. But they won't. They won't, because people are already sick of all this stupid stuff. They constantly tell the studio, we don't want this, and they go do it anyway.
But I don't think the Snyderverse fans are big enough to cause things to fail. I mean, yes,
They might not be big enough to. Yeah, they might not be big enough, but they are not that small. And if you take them out of the equation, and you take out the other people who are not really interested in what, for the reason you already stated, that the movie has nothing to do with the next stop, and that's already a big portion of the audience. So who's left?
Yeah, but I would kind of sort of, well, sorry, using those two sections of the audience, yes, that is a big amount. But I think the Snyderverse people that wouldn't go to the films because they're getting rid of the Snyderverse aren't a big portion of that section. I think they're actually a very, very small section of the audience that you're talking about. Now, when it came to releasing the Snyder cut, there would have been a lot of people that weren't Snyder fanatics that would have jumped on board. Thus, that's why it seemed to be as big as it was, and it got what it needed to go over the line. But I don't think the group would have stayed together enough to influence the Flash. That's I guess what I'm sort of saying. The people that would have gone, hell no, you're getting rid of the Snyderverse. Those people would have actually been very small, and you would have had the group that got the Snyder cut. Even in that group, the ones that would have gone, hell no, I'm not going to see the Flash because of you getting rid of the Snyderverse, would have been actually really small. And the rest of that group would have still gone to see it if it was sort of still connected. Yeah, I think the larger group is that didn't go and see the Flash because of reasons, were the group that was sort of sitting there going, Ezra Miller is an asshole. I'm not going to see it to support him. I think that is a larger group that that boycotted is more in the discussion than Snyder fanatics.
The Flash is a perfect storm of bad things happening around the film and the studio. It was the Snyder
and DC's got another movie just like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I feel so sorry for Aquaman too.
I
They already projected will be able to lose money.
I like the first one, but at this point, I don't honestly care about current movies coming out that much. I did care about Mission Impossible, and I did care about John Wick, because with each of those, they were consistently just good movies. Just consistently good. There was nobody throwing agendas in there. There were strong characters, female, male, whatever, and they didn't shove it in there and make it unnatural. They made it feel like they made it feel real in the movie. So, but when you got movies like Indiana Jones currently that has a female character in it that's showing off or showing up Indy in every single instance, and then gives a one punch to Indy by the end of the movie to knock him out. Am I right? Is it one punch? And if it is, this man has been crushed by the door of the Millennium Falcon. This man has been in airplane crashes. This man, Harrison Ford, would not be knocked out so easily by one punch. And I'm thinking of it in a more realistic sense. And I know it's just a movie, but a woman such as herself should probably not be able to knock out a man with one punch, especially one as tough as Harrison Ford. And I
No,
know
at
she
least use a
literally
bottle.
knocked him out. Huh?
At least use a bottle.
Well, yeah. But it makes no sense that she's able to knock him out.
Yeah, they keep going for this fantasy that small women with little to no experience or combat training or whatever can take down these massive men. They just don't understand how ridiculous that looks.
Yeah, exactly. It really bugs me. It really bugs me. And another thing that bugs me is the fact that Indy just wants to die at the end of the movie and be sad. It's painful to hear for somebody that, I mean, I enjoyed the Indiana Jones movies. I may not have watched them as many times as I've watched Star Wars, but I'll tell you, I do enjoy Indiana Jones as a character. I even enjoyed Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Like I said, I've never been much too difficult to please when it comes to movies.
Yeah, we know that.
But as of recent, I've become very picky. I've become very difficult. And if I don't like something about it, if I feel like it's disgracing somebody in the movie, I'm not going to like it.
He's finally brought you to the dark side.
It really has. It really has. I've been very, very picky. And
We have cookies.
What kind of cookies are they? Chocolate chip or peanut butter?
Why not both?
Both.
Both? Okay. All right. I'm super excited now. I love peanut butter cookies are my favorite.
Actually, sorry. It should have been all of them.
Oh. That's good. I like that. But it as of The Mandalorian season 3, this is really broke me down. And I know the Mandalorian season 3 may not have been the worst thing ever, but I will say it was not the best, and it really did it in for me. I think it's just like
It was a compromise season.
Yeah, the compromise season. See, I can look over a few things, but I think what really ticked me off the most about Mando season 3 is the complete disregard for. I mean, well, let me put it this way: they're very aware of probably how hated the sequel trilogy is. Okay, and for them to start connecting it to the sequel trilogy like that is a complete disregard of the fans. They don't care. And it shows a lot in that season. I didn't exactly like the direction of the season. I did like the idea of going to Mandalore. I thought it was pretty interesting. And I was okay with having Bo-Katan show up more often. But what I didn't like was the fact that, Grogu was there the whole time. I feel like the season would have worked better if Grogu wasn't there. And Grogu was off on his own with Luke. I think this season would have worked out better.
Absolutely.
But, that right there is one of the major things about this season that is not good.
And I mean, funny enough, they could have done the whole season finale, Grogu rocking up the end with lightsaber in hand and wrecking shop, kind of sort of like the Sky City type of situation. He gets a vision that Mando needs help. And the beautiful thing is that you could also then have Luke come in for another kick-ass.
What, you mean that museum piece? The cobwebbed character? The one that we couldn't see?
Yeah.
You know what I did right after that? I went and bought some Luke Skywalker stuff after that. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go find some stuff that pertains to Luke. I'm going to buy it. I bought a Funko and I bought a fig pen. Those are two of the things I bought. I also went and bought at a store in Lexington. I went to Lexington, Kentucky store recently. I went and bought what I saw was some really nice Star Wars stuff there too. One of them was the original Revenge of the Sith book in one of their gaming stores that they had in the Fayette Mall. And it was the original, not Revenge. They asked Revenge of the Sith. I mean Return of the Jedi, the book or the novelization for Return of the Jedi before it had legends on it and all that stuff. You know, it was before Disney bought it.
Before the dark time.
Yeah, before the Empire. But I did that, and you know, I buy things that I'm interested in. I don't buy things I'm not. So if I see like something related to Rey, I won't buy it. I'll admit I have bought one Rey figure, and that was before I started disliking her so much. I bought one Rey figurine a while back. I think it was the one from the Force Awakens. It could have been the Rise of Skywalker one before the Rise of Skywalker came out, because I think they had the figures out before then. And I thought her look in that movie is basically the same as the Force Awakens, so I can't remember for sure which one I got. I got one of them, and then back when the Force Awakens came out, I did buy Kylo Ren, and I really liked that figure that I got of Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is probably the best part of the sequel trilogy, and that's sad because he's not even the greatest, especially near the end.
Do play the clip.
The clip.
Yeah, the clip that shows why he's the best part.
Okay, hold on. It's been a while, so I gotta find it again. Where is it? Why can't I find it? Oh no. Oh, here it is. There we go.
They should release that action figure.
They really should. By the way, I cannot find my More clip. You know, the one from More. You know that one. I can't find it. I'm sad. Where's the clip at? I usually. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay, that scared me. I thought it was gone. I was scared.
No, that's a scary thought.
That was a scary thought. I thought there would be no more. I thought there wouldn't be any more of that. I'll admit I don't think I like Kylo Ren that much from the final movie. I did like him in The Last Jedi.
I find it very funny because when we saw the trailers, a lot of us were thinking like, "Oh yeah, that guy looks cool," and then we actually saw him in action, and we were like,
Yes.
"What the fuck?"
I mean, it is sort of true. I'm a little disappointed with the character. I like his look, and I liked the idea of his character, but I did not like the execution by the end of it. But you know, we can't have everything good anymore. We have to just settle for it. You know, consume product, buy more products, consume it. Don't give any, don't give any thought to how bad it is. Just consume it.
But you do.
That's what they want you to do.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what they want us to do. But I don't want to do that. That's why I chose to go watch Mission Impossible I didn't get to go opening day. I had to go the day after because I had some issues of getting off work in time. It happened while I was at work, and I was going to leave early, but I never got a chance to. But I left early the next day, so technically I still got it within like the first 2 days. But I left early from work to go watch Mission Impossible, and it was the best money I'd spent. I am legit very happy about it. And for Indiana Jones, I would not have done that, especially after knowing what's going to happen to Indy in that movie. I was not about to spend money for it. Maybe I might go watch Indy in theaters just to say I watched an Indy movie before it leaves theaters. Since it's failing so badly anyway, I don't think my money's going to matter too much. Then again, I also don't want to support them, so I don't know if I will or not anyway.
But support aside, why would you waste money that way?
That's true. That's true. Knowing the ending, I might, yeah.
Just go on one of the cheap days or something.
Yeah, I thought about that. Just so I can say I watched Indy in theaters, but at the same time, that's the only reason I'd be going. Is it really worth it?
You can walk to the box office and tell the guy like, look, I'm probably the last customer you will get for this movie. I'll take a ticket for half.
Give me the ticket for half, and I'll watch it. I almost want to go watch it just to see how many people are in there watching it.
Actually, this is one way that you can go and see it. I honestly can't say whether it's a good idea or not because, well, we don't have Applebee's over here, so I've got no idea what the food's like.
Oh, I know what you're about to say.
But you could go and have a nice meal, get a free ticket, and then...
That is true. I did think about that. Yeah. I actually legit took that into consideration. I'm like, I'm not technically paying for the ticket if I do that. And then again, maybe it is. Maybe there's some way that they get credit off of that. But then again, who knows?
Well, they do. But I mean, the thing is that your aim is having a good meal.
That's true. I'm actually getting something good out of it.
Exactly.
I did think about that. So that did cross my mind.
Well, sorry. I say that you are going to have a good meal, but I've got no idea because never been.
I've been there before. I've been to Applebee's.
Just don't use the promotion the same day because you have a great meal, then you go to the movies and you're gonna throw up.
True.
Hey! If he does, he can go back and have another great meal.
True.
Oh yeah.
True.
Because that's how the Romans did it, right?
Okay. This might be a little TMI, but this might tell you how much I really enjoyed Mission Impossible. It's slightly TMI. So I did buy like their biggest drink there, okay? Well, for the whole movie, especially after I got done drinking it, I was in a lot of pain, let me put it that way, for probably very obvious reasons. It was I stayed in that theater in pain, needing to head to the restroom. But I was so engrossed into the movie that not even the pain of it would take me out of there. I was like, I can't miss this. There's so much going on, I can't miss it. If I miss a single bit of it, I'm going to feel like it wasn't worth coming here. I have to see every single bit of it.
Here's how you make that tweet. MI7 is so good, it gave me a bladder infection.
You know what? That's a good one. I couldn't hardly walk after the movie. I stayed like that for at least an hour and a half. If that tells you anything, that was not healthy on me, but I could not leave. I was so enjoying the movie. I could not leave. Maybe that
bloody drink.
I got a Pepsi, but it was a really big one. It was like 64 ounce, I think, 32 to 64, somewhere in there, maybe in between.
Okay, so Ed, what's that in not freedom units?
Wait, what now?
What's that in milliliters? You know, the
milliliters?
measurement that the entire world uses.
Oh, I'm sorry that I used ounces instead of milliliters. I don't know. I never thought about how many milliliters that is. Hold on. Where's my phone? I know it's probably sad that I have to look it up, but I'm going to. I can't remember exactly what size it was though. I think it was around 32 ounces, but let me make sure. 32 milliliters.
So imagine if you had that drink and went to see Elemental.
Yeah.
I would have left the theater for Elemental. I would have, because I was already like.
Yeah, but the urgency would have come sooner with the water character.
What, seeing all that water would have also done that to me. I would have been like, it's just haunting at that point. Okay, there we go. 946 milliliters.
Oh Jesus, that's almost a liter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drank a lot of it throughout the first part of the movie. I'm not gonna lie, the popcorn had a bit of like a salty taste to it, so I felt like I needed to drink a lot, and I drank that thing really quickly. And like at least 30 to 45 minutes into the movie, I had to go. And by the end of it, I was in so much pain, I was barely able to walk, but I was so happy with that movie. I was like, I don't care how much pain I'm in. And I think I told my sister that too. I don't care how much pain I'm in right now. That was worth it. But
would you have said that if you had have leaked?
I probably would have walked out if that was the case. But I was so determined not to leave the theater that it would. I don't think I would have let it happen. That's the thing. My willpower was stronger than my bladder.
I now want to see this on like a Rotten Tomato review. Yeah. This movie was so good, I almost pissed my pants.
The cleaning crew at the theater wouldn't have been happy.
Yeah. I don't think they would have cared, to be honest. The theater that I went to isn't exactly the most popular one, but it was the closest one and easiest to get to. Usually people like to go to the Corbin one or the one in Richmond, and sometimes, I mean, if you got the money for it, the one in Lexington is supposed to be really good. They bring you food and everything to your seats. It's really cool. But I've not been to it, but I've heard stories. I've been to Richmond and I've been to Corbin's theaters. They're both really good.
Having wait staff is definitely kind of sort of worth the money.
Yep, it really is. And as soon as we were walking out of the room for the theater, they shut the power off and all the lights were off. It was really dark in our theater, and I'm like, how am I supposed to see these walk out of here? They shut it off as we were walking out. I don't think they were going to stay to clean up anything. That's why I said I don't think they would have cared if I had peed myself there or not. They shut the power off and they left. After we all walked out, they left. They didn't even stay to clean the theater room. That's the theater that I went to isn't exactly the best one. I'll admit that.
How much did you pay for the ticket?
Gosh, how much did I pay? I think it was like $7.50. It was a late showing though. It wouldn't have been that much if it wasn't.
Also, that's the expensive one.
Yeah.
Actually, talking about movies going to see, and especially Warner Brothers, what did everyone think about the Wonka trailer?
Well, I thought it was interesting, but at the same time, I was a little put off by it. Not much, and I'm not like, I don't know. It didn't catch my attention the way I thought it would.
Well, for me, everything caught my attention except Wonka. which, seeing how we're talking about Willy Wonka, isn't probably a great sign.
I agree, because like they didn't do much with him in the trailer, and I don't know what I was expecting with the trailer. I still don't know what I was expecting. Maybe that's why I felt slightly not put off a little bit. I thought it was a good trailer, but I felt like it put me off a little bit, and I don't know what I was expecting out of it though. That's the thing. I don't know what I was expecting. And so I don't think I have a really good input on it at the moment. But
it's a movie that I would not mind seeing.
Same here. I like the actor
But the
playing.
thing is, I don't think he was actually the right choice. I don't.
really?
I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know if it was right choice or direction, but he doesn't seem to have the energy or the ability to play in an eccentric character.
Yeah, I agree.
The thing is, we didn't get as much in there as we should have about Wonka being eccentric, as you put it.
Sorry, say that again.
I said we didn't get enough of him being eccentric in the trailer, though. That's the thing.
And,
But I
and
don't think we will.
there was plenty of trailer to do that.
I don't
Yeah.
think we will see that in the movie, because the movie is about how he became the famous Willy Wonka, and they're already retconning themselves, because he's supposed to be the reason he is this hermit enclosed in his factory that no one ever sees. It is explained in the movie that he
Yeah,
was ripped off by people, and he didn't trust anyone.
But eccentricity isn't a hermit.
Yeah, I get what you say, but I think we're going to see a very light-hearted, happy Wonka. So I don't think we will get to see the quirks.
That's also true.
But the quirk, you can't have floating chocolate and a dull Wonka. It is very obvious that he's meant to be eccentric right from the beginning, especially when he's sort of
I
talking
agree.
about making
I agree with
the
your statement
chocolate.
that the reason I say we will probably won't get it is because the trailer kind of hints that that's not the direction they want to go in.
Then why make a Wonka movie?
That is exactly the point. There was no reason to make a Wonka origin movie. It was a stupid idea because it contradicts what we know of him. So
But I
I don't
mean, the
think
thing
it was
is,
smart choice.
you could make a Wonka prequel film. Let's just say prequel film, even though there wouldn't be it wouldn't be a direct sequel, that type of stuff. But you would need to have him still have the same energy that we saw
Yeah.
in both Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movies. And I know that they're named differently, I just can't remember which one was which.
I think
Yeah,
one was called Charlie and the
okay.
Chocolate Factory, and one was called Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory,
Okay, yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it can be done. The idea of showing you how things started for him and how he became who he is, it can be done. But these
Yeah.
people we're talking about, they clearly don't know how to do these things. They're just trying to make something with an old name that people recognize and like, and show another cash grab. That's what it is.
But, anyways, I think our
And the
hour is
reason,
up.
the reason they,
But that
the
means
reason
that
they-
the
Yeah,
thing
sorry,
is
the
that
reason-
it's
the reason-
evident. It's evident that the writers had the right idea. Because some of the lines were exactly what you expected, but the delivery was just wrong. And the
I
question
think this is going to end up looking like Cruella. That's the vibe I got from it.
Ooh, I don't think so. No, I think that's been a little bit too cruel.
Well, I don't mean as bad as Cruella. I just mean that it seems to be trying to go that route. Except Wonka is not a villain.
Well, I think we're going to have to continue into a part 2 with this one. Yep, because
The music's ended, so it's sort of a case like musical chairs or musical topics.
So, I guess next time we stream, we'll continue from this point, Willy Wonka's trailer, and we'll continue to talk about the current state of Disney and Lucasfilm and all that stuff like we did today. I mean, because there's a lot to talk about, and I mean, we only really scratched the surface of it. We sort of rambled about a lot, but there was some really good points that we all made about certain things and all that stuff. Maybe I will have better planning for the next one and have like actual topic list lined up about what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
I was going to try to do that, but I was running late getting onto this today, so unfortunately I didn't have time to. But I am going to work on that for part 2. So this is part 1, and hopefully, if nothing happens next week, I'm going to say Sunday, but that's subject to change. I'll tweet it out whenever I figure it out. But
actually, this can't be episode 1. This has to be episode 0 or something, because we're missing our titular Mary Sue.
That is true. I might need to rename it to episode 0 for now. But anyways, that's all we have
She's
for
on
you now.
Twitter at the moment.
I think she forgot that we're doing this today. I think she forgot. Which, I mean, that's easily done, especially for somebody probably as actually busy as she is, being that awesome Mary Sue of a lawyer.
Yeah, she can do whatever she wants. She's a Mary Sue.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, I think I need to make a new like intro outro thing for this, where this is just topics and not exactly Star Wars related. But I might work on that later. For now, you're getting the classic outro. So, if you liked it, leave a comment, subscribe. There's links in the description to our socials. There's also links for Discord, Twitch. There's playlists down there. I don't think I made a playlist for this one yet, just because this is the only episode so far. But now that I've got this episode up, there will be a playlist pretty soon for this, and they'll be showing in the descriptions for the next few episodes. So, always look down there in the description. And yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for joining me today on this for the first, episode 0. I know it says episode 1 in the title. I'm going to change that probably now. But episode 0 of Just Topics, because Star Wars has been sort of hard to talk about lately. There's not been much to talk about except for that Ahsoka trailer, and that's something we got to touch on next time as well. We didn't really talk much about it. Actually, we may just have to do a Star Wars Topics episode about the trailer. Maybe just a trailer breakdown type video. I don't know. Anyways, we'll figure it out. Like and subscribe, people, and may the Force be with you always. Command and Republican soldier attacked the Corella sector. Hey guys, 3 10 2 march at 3.5.